Coming up on this edition of Beyond the Brief, Black History Month, we will share with you some events around campus that took place and some of the feedback students had.
And I'll be sitting down with Lynn University professor Dr. Carmeta Blake to discuss her views on the history of blacks in the U.S., the history of blacks in Jamaica, and the progress and achievements that have been made in both countries. Beyond the Brief starts right now. Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Brief presented by iPulse. I'm Ariana Schaefer.
And I'm Ricky Freeberry. For 80 years, the month of February has been celebrated as Black History Month. The purpose of this designation is to inform and educate the community.
The Black Student Union, a student organization at Lynn, hosted a Welcome Back block party earlier this month.
Over 70 members of the Lynn community came out to the block party and were treated to a free concert put on by friends of Lynn, as well as students and alumni. The block party was particularly special to one Lynn graduate.
When I got the call about doing this show, I felt good about it. One, because I'm a Lynn alumni, and it feels good to come back and actually, still be a part of the school.
We would love to hear more of your thoughts on Black History Month and what it means to you. Feel free to leave a comment on our YouTube page at youtube.com/Lynn iPulse.
There will be other BSU events held here on campus. Saturday, February 19th, BSU will hold movie night showing American Violet at 7 p.m. in the Knights Court.
And on March 21st, the hip-hop classical group Black Violin will perform in the cafeteria at 7 p.m. It will be a fundraiser for the Relay for Life event and open to the public for a cost of $2. Admissions is free for students, faculty, and staff.
Dr. Carmeta Blake has been a professor in the College of International Communications at Lynn for 5 years. She was a Rotary International Scholar in Journalism in 1988 and studied and worked extensively in broadcast journalism. She sat down to talk with us about her views on blacks in the U.S. and Jamaica. Ariana is here now with more.
I'm here with Dr. Carmeta Blake, and we are here to talk about Black History Month. Now, thank you so much for joining me today. What are your views on the progress of Black History Month?
Well, to me, in my country, when I was growing up as a little girl, I didn't really pay much attention to it. But having lived here in the United States for a very long time and, have read some of the notable achievements of African Americans in the United States, I believe that Black History Month has taken on a very special role. I don't know if Carter G. Woodson, when he conceived of this idea in the 1920s, ever imagined. Well, I think he imagined, because he only died in 1950. I think he imagined that, I don't know if he would have imagined that we would have had a black president. He probably would have ruled that out. Many people, even in the 21st century, ruled that out. But I think it has taken on a significant role and has grown over the period of years since they introduced the study of African American life and history in the United States and Canada.
Well, so do you feel like Black History Month is, important to have?
Well, there is a lot of, how should I say it? He and hawing, that's a term we use in my country to mean some people say yes, some people say no. Some people said we have passed the time. I do believe that unless you incorporate African American history as a part of the culture, a part of the importance of the development of the United States of America, Canada, and the United Kingdom, unless that is an entrenched part of our curriculum or as a part of our educational system, we might need to remind ourselves every February, although it's a very short month, only 4 weeks, of some of the achievements, the notable achievements of Black people in the world.
So how would you assess the development of blacks in the U.S.?
There has been gains. Clearly, I'm sitting here with you. We have to say that had it not been for people like Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, a lot of people don't understand that president, the 16th president of the United States, who signed that Emancipation Proclamation. Proclamation. I always get in trouble calling that name, but he actually was against slavery. And I think he actually paid dearly for it, because not shortly after he was elected, he was assassinated. And I think some of that was because people who were for the subjection of the blacks in the country at the time felt that this was the wrong move. But I would say that we've come a long way, but I think that there's still a lot of work to be done. It's obvious that there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. Well, you're from Jamaica, and tell me about the Black history in Jamaica.
Well, it's almost all black. It's 92.1% of the people are black people. We came out of the same kind of colonialism like the United States of America. In fact, I believe, if the history serves me right, I think we got our emancipation, full freedom in 1838. And we have sort of embraced that culture. I don't think in Jamaica there is a need for a Black History Month. Everybody's black. If 92% of the people are black, then everybody almost is black. And the people who are not black, they behave black anyway. Our motto is out of many one people. We have Indian, Chinese, some white people, some Middle Eastern people, and we've been very tolerant. We've had some issues, of course, in the early 60s, but by and large, we have, I do not see a real need for us to have a Black History Month in Jamaica. I really don't. But that's my view. I don't know.
Well, so what are some of the similarities and differences between Black history and blacks in Jamaica and in the U.S.?
Well, the main similarity is that we all came from Africa. There was this slave trade. Jamaica had a large amount of slaves coming out of Africa into that country to service the plantations. So we had a plantocracy. Some people think we still have a little bit of the plantocracy left, but it was a plantocracy kind of society. And as a matter of fact, even though we're a parliamentary democracy, we still have allegiance to the Queen. So we have a kind of a monarchical structure where, we say, God save the Queen and that kind of stuff. But, I think by and large, that's one of the main similarities. I think also the struggles for freedom, the struggle for equality, justice, we share that in common with our counterparts here in North America.
What about some of the differences?
Well, I think perhaps one of the differences could be that because we share a majority position, we meaning blacks, we are not regarded as a minority. We don't have to, when we fill out a form, nobody asks us if we're black, white, Chinese, yellow, pink, or blue. Matter of fact, that was a cultural shock for me when I came to the United States, that I had to write that on a form. But I think for most Jamaicans, they feel pretty much equal to others, and we have more of a class structure than a race structure. And sort of race is, we know that you may look different from us, but when you open your mouth, you're speaking just like us, same accent, etc., etc. So I'd say that probably one of the main differences is that we don't divide the society into these stratas of African American, whites, Hispanic, and that kind of thing. I really hope that never happens, actually.
Well, so being Jamaican, how do you feel about being part of the Black history here in the U.S.?
I really feel very proud about that. I think First of all, America has been really very good to me. I think that I'm a Rotary International Scholar, and I believe that I have met so many good people in this country who have been so gracious that somehow I have told students that I don't feel marginalized or anything. I mean, I don't profess to be speaking for the majority, but for me personally, I feel at home, actually.
Oh, that's great. Well, Carmeta Blake, thank you so much for being here today. It was such a pleasure, and thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Ariana. Lynn University will hold Multicultural Day, an annual festival to recognize Lynn's multicultural population, on February 17th, beginning at 11:30 a.m.
Students will wear traditional garments while staffing booths and tables displaying the flags, arts, and other cultural items that represents their homeland. The event will also include live music and entertainment by multicultural dancers and international foods from around the world.
This concludes Beyond the Brief. I'm Ricky Freeberry.
And I'm Mariana Schaefer. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great week and weekend.